You're listening to Gamers in Hot Tubs Talking Nerd Life, conversational podcasts about the positive impact video games have had on our lives. Recorded live on Kick from a hot tub in the game Grand Theft Auto Online, this is episode 8, with special guest GariantheBarbarian, covering topics such as our history with music and games, the culture of game streaming, and fellow creators worth a shout out. If you'd like to support the podcast or be a guest on an upcoming episode, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a review, and visit our Beacons page at beacons.ai/hottubgamers. You can follow both of us on Kick at Bad Wolf Rose and Plaid Baron, respectively. Without further ado, here's episode 8. Welcome back, everybody, to Gamers in Hot Tubs Talking Nerd Life. I am your co-host, Danny, aka Plaid Baron.
And I am Kaylee, aka Bad Wolf Rose or Rose.
And this is, episode 8 now?
Which is crazy.
It's crazy. That means it's officially 2 months of Gamers in Hot Tubs Talking Nerd Life, and we haven't taken a break yet. Not really.
No, we've had our recording every week.
Yeah, I mean, this has been nuts. Oh, I am seeing your new overlay now. That looks really good. I like that a lot. But yeah, so our guest today is GariantheBarbarian. Please introduce yourself for the audience.
Hello, fellow plunderers. It is I, GariantheBarbarian, as they have said.
Oh my god, I love this.
I am a heavy metal music guitarist and variety gaming streamer here on Kick. I'm just a silly little dude from Ohio, trying to make his way across the battlefield.
I like it. So, something we try to ask our guests that we've been neglecting to do so for a couple weeks is, what is your quest?
It's honestly a pretty simple one, I would say. Like, I just want to, I'm a musician, right? So, I live to perform. And along with trying to treat my social anxiety, I've felt that streaming was a way to help that and to, as I would say, perform for people online, right? And my quest to that is just to really build a nice community, just to meet people, make friends, do hot tub interviews, and, just the simple things like that. It's nothing. It's nothing really extravagant. It's just I just want to meet people, make friends, and have fun doing what I do.
I like it.
Love it. I feel like that's what it's all about with streaming. There's so much toxicity in that world and people competing against one another, and then, like you said, just trying to build a good community. And yeah.
Tell me about it. You should see my Twitter. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Twitter's kind of been on fire lately.
Yeah, it's always on fire.
When hasn't it been on fire?
It's like that pit of that actual pit of hell, that coal, that hole that's
yep.
all coal inside that's been on fire for literally almost 100 years.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite social medias though. Because
yeah.
I don't know. I grew so much on it over the last 6 months, and I've met a ton of people on it too. It's usually fairly positive, but then all of a sudden it just burns.
I was saying, sadly, it's a necessary evil that we all must partake in to help grow in the social media world.
It's huge, and promoting and posting that you're live, it makes a difference. It really does. It's worth being in the fire.
To an extent, but also while you're in the fire, you're kind of what am I doing here?
This is fine. Everything is
fine. It's more comfortable anywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, so
crazy.
Gary, and as we go through this today, we're probably gonna have a bunch of different conversations, kind of like what we just started here with Twitter. We're gonna try to stay with our topics, but if we don't, and then we run out of time, it's totally fine. We just want to spread some positivity and mental health awareness as we go through this today, which I feel like all of our topics and the things that even now that we're starting to talk about is definitely on track for that. So don't worry if we don't reach all of our topics, and yeah, we'll kind of vibe and figure out how to talk with each other as we go.
That's totally fine. That is completely fine.
Do you have any questions before we dive into our first topic?
I thought we did actually just go into our first topic because I believe that the quest one was letter E, wasn't it?
Well, so basically the way we work is this sort of a topic zero that'll go on for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, etc. And then we get to the actual outline of the show. And then we work from there.
Gotcha.
But so it's interesting. So you said, you're a heavy metal streamer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm curious, like, what your history with music is like.
Let me weave you a tale.
Yes, please weave a tale.
So throughout my, like, literally when my mom was pregnant with me, she would put, like, AC/DC and Ozzy and stuff like that on headphones and put it on her stomach and play it while she was pregnant with me. So I've literally been a fan of AC/DC and stuff like that since before I was fucking born. Oh, I'm sorry, can I curse? I don't know if,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. We do explicit episodes, it's fine.
Okay, gotcha. Since I was literally fucking born. And, you are standing up. And it's really just started from there. Like, I grew up with, like, I grew up with, like, the older stuff before, like, any of our generation, with, like, Ozzy, Iron Maiden, Motorhead, Metallica, AC/DC, and then I get into, like, the obscure stuff. I got, like, in my teenage years, I got into, like, obscure metal stuff that, like, not many people know about from the 80s. Bands like Diamond Head, Tigers of Pantang, Bang, that is, I could be here for literal days naming off bands, but,
Oh, yeah.
and I...
Not to mention all the individual subgenres of metal.
Yes.
And how critical a metal fan can be of each individual one.
Yeah. Like, for me, my favorite era of metal was the new wave of British heavy metal, which started from 1979 and ended around 1983. And that's when metal itself kind of exploded for the first time with bands.
So, like, early Judas Priest kind of stuff?
Yeah, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest.
Okay.
Iron Maiden was the head of that movement.
Yep.
For like, completely. That's when they started blowing up in the charts and stuff like that. And when I write my music, like the band that I'm in now, I'm in a band called Solar Flare. We are a power heavy metal band. Power metal is, to those who don't know, is like a fantasy. Think like Dungeons and Dragons and metal music just put together, and there you go. You got power metal.
That's really
Like
cool.
Led Zeppelin to the infinite, basically.
Yes. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm in a band called Solar Flare. Sorry, my ADHD will kick in sometimes. Just shameless plug here. We are on Spotify. We are on Amazon, Google Play, and what was the last one? YouTube as well. The album is self-titled, Solar Flare by Solar Flare. Came out in 2020 during the height of the pandemic, actually. But, like, going back to the history of my music, because I kind of skipped some stuff. I picked up guitar when I was 11, and I don't know, it just kind of came naturally to me. I hate to say it like that because it makes me sound like I'm, like, bragging about it, but I just started playing, and then I was able to figure out, like, what goes where with notes and stuff like that. I can't read actual music. I have no idea how to read it. I know the basics, but, like, that everything else, I have no fucking idea.
So you're more of a tablature kind of guy, then?
Yes.
Okay.
Or by ear. Like, it's... If most of the stuff I can learn by ear, but if I can't figure something out, then I look at the tablature. And I've been playing... I'll be 32 this year in June, so I've been playing for 21 years. And that's honestly crazy to me at this point.
Wow, yeah, wild.
Yeah, that it's been that long.
Are you more of a rhythmic guitarist or lead guitarist?
Oh, lead. absolutely lead. But
Lead? Okay, so you're more of a noodler, basically.
Yeah, but I've been working on like improving my rhythm side to round out my ability.
Nice. Kick ass, dude.
I had no idea that you were a musician. And I know that you joined Team Vibes, what, at least a month ago, if not 2 months ago, right?
I think it's been almost 2 months, I think. Yeah. I haven't been doing any music streams recently just because I think it was December, my computer decided to brick itself.
Oh,
And
no.
I didn't save my OBS profile, so I had to redo everything from scratch again. And there's some stuff I have to finish doing for my music scene that I've completely, honestly, I've been lazy just to not do it. And I was like, I don't feel like it. I just want to play video games right now. So I haven't done any music streams because of that.
There's a Sea of Thieves streamer I follow, Black Screen Dave, who's a drummer. And his drum kit broke like a year ago.
Oh.
And he hasn't fixed it. And he used to do drumming streams where like we would send him songs and like songs he'd never heard before, and then he would do his best to drum along to them. Got it about half the time.
That's what Chavez Flexington, to those who don't know, he does that. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's another drumming streamer on here, on Kick.
No, but I've seen videos of like where they give kids songs that are like older that they've never heard before, and they have to like drum along with it, and it's really crazy to watch people do that. I mean, I played the saxophone growing up and stuff, and like I don't know that I'd be able to like just riff off of something.
I would love to be able to play saxophone. I love saxophone. That sounds so nice.
Rose, do you still play sax?
No, I played a bari sax in middle school, and then they wanted me to march. And if you don't know what a bari sax is a bass sax, so it's gigantic.
Yeah, baritone sax, basically.
Yep.
You can't march with that.
Nope. And so they were like, "Oh, you can march with like a flute or a clarinet." And I was like, "No." Those sounds are so different, and the embouchure that you have to have for that is so different. So I stopped playing. I had an alto sax for a while that I kept, but then I sold for rent at some point because I stopped playing. If I ever get into like a ton of money, I will totally buy a baritone sax and then take lessons and relearn how to play, because I miss playing jazz. That was all I wanted to do was play jazz, and they wanted me to march to play jazz. I was like, nope.
Do you know the band The Midnight?
No.
The Midnight or Midnight?
The Midnight. They are a sort of 80s-esque synthwave, 80s synthwave kind of band, but with the twist of having the most killer saxophone solos you've ever heard in your life.
Ooh.
Okay, I need to check
The
this band.
Midnight?
I like synthwave, so I need to
Midnight.
check this band out.
Oh, they're the best.
I was about to say, I like synthwave too. That sounds really freaking cool.
They are hands down the best synthwave band I've ever discovered, and they let you play their music on your Twitch or Kick streams completely for free.
Ooh.
That's really cool. Even better to know that.
Like, they've even come out with a statement about that. They're like, Twitch and, streamers, we love you, play our music.
That's really cool. God, I went down a rabbit hole. There used to be these guys that played saxophone in the subway in New York, and then I stumbled upon their actual music, their Kings Avenue. And didn't know that they actually had music on like Spotify and stuff. I was like, oh my god, saxophones, yes.
Yes. Sax is such a vibe.
It
I
is.
wish I could play it. My sister played clarinet, and anytime I look at a woodwind, I'm like, there's so many buttons. I can't do that many buttons. I just can't.
There's a lot of buttons on a sax.
Yep. So I used to play trumpet. It's only 3 buttons.
It's only 3.
It's only 3. Well, like 4 or 5 if you count the spit valves. And then I played piano before I played trumpet. And then in college, I picked up bass guitar. So those were my 3 instruments. Got pretty good at bass for a while there.
I refuse
Nice.
to play anything else but sax.
So I could actually also play harmonica. That one I just do for fun.
That's really cool.
I love harmonica.
My God, growing up, my dad had an accordion, and he would bring it out and play it at
Oh.
Christmas. And like none of us
Oh,
knew how to
no.
play. I wish I had that sucker. I would love to just have it for nostalgia's sake, but it's such a unique sound.
Accordion didn't become cool until Weird Al came around.
Little
Yeah.
squeeze box.
Speaking of Midnight, the band, like the Midnight, there's two other bands. There is Midnight, which are a black metal band. If you like bands like Venom or Celtic Frost or Bathory, if you're into that kind of stuff, they are a perfect fit for you. Now, there's also the synthwave band Midnight Danger. It's just one guy. He does all the instruments, the guitar, the keys, and all that, and everything. And his stuff is so good. Like, I recommend his song, Darker Path. Fantastic song. Gets you just super hype.
Yeah, I'm not as much of a black metal fan.
Yeah, it's kind of a niche genre.
There's a quote from a band called Crotch Duster, which I don't know if you've ever heard of.
No, I have
They
not,
released-
but now I have, and I need to look this up.
They released one album in 2003 called Big Fat Box of Shit. And at the end of the album, they decide that they're going to cut their song off in the middle and read some hate mail.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
And mixed amongst the hate mail is a terrible demo tape of just like a amateur black metal band kind of just screaming into the microphone. And so they cut it off and they say, everybody knows black metal is for geeks who aren't even cool enough to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my gosh. That's kind of amazing, though.
And that quote has just stuck with me for so long. They are one of the weirdest bands to have ever existed. Like, they're mostly metal, but then they mix in like sketch comedy, hip hop, and like oompa. Like, I can't even explain what this album is. It is just an absolute drug trip
What the
from beginning to end, and it's only like 35-40 minutes long, and they never did a second one.
What the fuck is
Yes.
oompa?
Like squeeze box accordion kind of.
Oh, okay. Kind of, I guess,
Yeah.
like polka, or...
Yeah, like little bits of just every single genre. They mix and match, sprinkle in. No song makes sense.
I mean, like, if you want to get noticed and you want to be quote unquote different, like, that's definitely being extremely different.
It's extremely different.
Whenever you said
The-
Oompa, it makes me think Oompa Loompas, and I was like
Yeah,
Oompa
that's what I
Loompa
thought. I was
songs?
like...
Oh,
You
man.
know, music, and I don't get to talk about music enough. You know, I talk about games all the time, but music is my second passion, I would say. And it feels good to branch out every once in a while. And I feel like gamers especially have a pretty deep appreciation for music a lot of the time. You know, we talk about, say, legendary composers of music like Koji Kondo or Martin O'Donnell, and everybody loves the Mario soundtrack. Everybody loves the Halo soundtrack. Oh, Jeremy Soule, Skyrim, like,
Final Fantasy soundtracks.
yeah. Oh my God, Nobuo Uematsu.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's the name I was thinking, Nobuo. I was like, who is
Yeah.
that? I was like, what's his name?
There's so much legendary music in video games.
Yeah,
It can make
It's
or break a
crazy.
game, honestly.
exactly.
It really can. Oh, as a metal fan, have you ever played Brutal Legend?
Oh my god, I 100% at that game. I love that
That game is the best.
I'm hoping to all the gods so that we get a sequel at sometime in the future. Just please give me a sequel to Brutal Legend. I would love just an open world hack and slash heavy metal themed game, please.
Okay, I was like, wait, what is this? What are y'all
I
talking
know
about?
Jack Black would be down for it.
Yeah, he has to. Tim Schafer.
I don't know
the-
if Tim wants to do it, but
Tim said he wants to, but the last time he said it was, he says if Psychonauts 2 does well, which it did,
which it did.
yeah, then they will look into making Brutal Legend 2, possibly. And I'm like, okay. And then Psychonauts 2 does really well. It got nominated for Game of the Year that year. So
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that they have been working on it secretly, because I think the main reason they said was the money cost, because hiring all these famous metal musicians to come voice characters,
Oh,
costs a lot of
God.
money.
Right.
So, like, them...
And, now, well, it's weird. We've lost Lemmy.
yeah.
So, obviously, they can't bring him back. And Ozzy's not in the best health right now. He's okay, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he would want to come back for that. So
We still got Rob Halford from Judas Priest, too. So, like, he's doing
Still
good.
got Rob.
They're about to put out another album, actually.
hell yeah. They're kicking ass.
I feel like it sounds like we need to clip this and tweet that there needs to be a Brutal Legend too. You
Yes.
guys are so excited about this. It's adorable.
Yes, Brutal Legend was such a... Like, the only thing I didn't like about Brutal Legend was the RTS sections, which that's like what most people didn't like, but the open world
Yeah.
hack and slash part of it, oh god, it was great.
Beautiful. And the vehicle controls so
that
good.
too, yeah,
and-
the vehicle was great. Plus, when you had all that, like, Brutal Legend helped me discover a lot of bands that I'd never heard of back then, with the radio that was in the car. Like bands like Riot and what the fuck was their name? Oh man, I can't. Brain, why do you gotta draw me a blank right now?
It's too early. That's why.
Yeah, well, Riot, like bands like Riot, like that's a band I never heard of until Brutal Legend, and now I have their vinyl in my collection.
Nice.
That's really cool.
That game was just so much fun.
Yes, it was.
If anybody, watching on your stream, Rose, or listening later on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you get your podcasts, is listening, go pick up Brutal Legend. It's really cheap on Steam.
Yeah, it's like
now,
$5 or
and
less.
It probably like $5-10 on Steam, and it's on sale all the time. Pick it up, have a good time. It's an amazing game, amazing soundtrack. Jack Black's hilarious in it.
Yeah.
It's just great.
I will
Definitely
preface
one of my all-time favorites.
I will preface the graphics did not age very well, but everything else about the game is amazing.
They don't look too different from Palia.
Yeah.
Really?
honestly.
Yeah, roughly.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
But more metal. But it's
Darker on
from
the
that
edges.
360 era of like everything is brown.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's like mix Palia with more browns and fire and such, and you kind of get Brutal Legends style.
Interesting.
So I actually had a proposal idea for Brutal Legend 2 a long while back, of like what the plot could be, or at least part of the plot could be. So like what they do in Brutal Legend is that they separate like groups of people within like they basically personify genres of metal in the game.
Yep.
So there's these two genres called like Viking metal and pirate metal, right? So what I proposed, and I
That's
would
right
love
up
if they did
Danny's
this, 'cause
alley.
there was a section of the map that was just all ocean, and I was like, I wonder if we could ever just go out in the ocean and explore that. And I was like, okay, so I know exactly what we could do with two genres of metal, Viking and pirate, if we ever got Eddie to go out into the ocean, right? And we would
that's
have
brilliant.
what the fuck? We would have a... Oh my god, why am I blanking on... Ailstorm. Not Hail...
Hailstorm, hell yeah.
Okay, so not Hailstorm, but Ailstorm, the pirate metal band.
Yeah.
Basically be a faction. And then, what is that? Amon Amarth as
Oh yeah.
the Viking metal faction. And they'd be at war with each other, and Eddie has to
100%.
come to help bridge the divide between them two, to help fight against whatever enemy genre is trying to take over metal at that period of the game, right?
I completely approve of this concept as both a fan of heavy metal and Brutal Legend and Sea of Thieves.
I was like, this is right up Danny's alley.
Yeah, this would be a day one purchase for me.
Like that was like something I thought of, like, because in the first one you fight like emo, and
Yeah, there's like there's like the screamo guys, the goth guys, and like the hair metal
yeah,
faction.
which I thought was funny that we're fighting hair metal, because like there actually are some great glam metal bands, like Rat or Dokken or
Scorpion.
Scorpions. I don't really consider Scorpions glam metal, to be honest, because they're not really.
You don't?
I consider
kinda
them
do.
more like traditional just metal. Because they didn't really go into all the hair craziness, like bands like Poison or Motley Crue and stuff like that. They kind of were just a bunch of German dudes playing some metal.
Right. Like, you also kind of wouldn't consider early Metallica hair metal,
Oh,
despite
God,
the
no.
fact that
They were just
they had the best hair of anybody back in the day.
yeah, they were just strictly thrash.
They're just straight thrash.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they're kind of back to straight thrash, which, as a bunch of 60-somethings, I kind of respect.
Yeah. I'm glad that they
Like,
realized
damn, the
their
energy.
mistake.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm gonna age myself here, but anytime I think of Metallica, all I can think of is the fucking Napster shit. Where
yeah.
there's all these videos where they're like, fire, bad, Napster, bad.
Oh my god, the old Metallicops videos.
I don't know.
Oh my
wait,
God.
Holy
Metallicops?
shit, that's a throwback. You don't remember Metallicops?
I have
oh
no
my God.
idea what
These
that
weren't even
is.
Flash videos. These were Macromedia Shockwave videos.
I'm 31 and yet I don't know what this is.
They were
Okay.
terrible.
They were so funny. So it was basically a Cops parody,
Oh,
but
God.
it had a sort of like a Hulk-sized James Hetfield that couldn't say anything except fire bad and Napster bad, and a like overly coked out miniature Lars Ulrich who would just sort of jump all over the screen and call everybody a fucking asshole as he was just like
Like losing his shit.
just losing his shit and jumping around, and like he would never be in the same location frame to frame. I mean, it was wild.
I need to look this up on YouTube when we're done with this then.
Oh my god, I hope it's on
Oh, I'm
YouTube.
sure
I
that they're somewhere because those are gold.
I mean, that's like multiple steps of conversion, though, because like you have to take the old Shockwave file and then convert it into Flash, and then convert from Flash into MP4, and then from MP4 up to YouTube. I mean, that's just, whoo.
If I had to guess, it's also probably on. It's not, like it sounds like some Newgrounds kind of shit.
No, I don't think Newgrounds even existed when these came out. This was
Oh,
at
wow.
like Shockwave.com.
Oh God, it's that old.
It's old internet.
Okay, can confirm it is on YouTube.
Oh, thank God.
Awesome.
So yeah, you can either look up Metallica Napster bad or Metallicops, and you'll
Yeah.
find it.
Okay, I'm absolutely.
And
gonna
then
watch those when
TV
I-
Tropes also has a web animation Napster bad, so it does exist still. Man, that would be really sad if it didn't. Also, Danny, the excitement that just came out of you.
I know, right? Oh, just I have so much nostalgia for those old internet days.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah. Well, and Napster was like this whole other world while we've been talking about music that, I don't know, we all used to rip music in those days.
Speaking of that, did y'all see that LimeWire's coming back?
Oh my God, is it really?
Yeah, I can't wait to
Oh,
destroy my
God.
computer.
I was about to say, yeah, that destroyed my computer.
Metallica 72 seasons.exe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this doesn't seem suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Time to do some sketchy shit, dude.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh man. The internet, like, as terrible as it can be, the like endless vastness of it is incredible. It's like this open world of, oh my god, media that like we all grew up with that still exists and is still there and more to come, and it's
Yeah.
just
You know what I hate, though, is when there's something you remember and then it's just gone.
Yeah,
I haven't had that issue.
I have that issue.
I have that all the time. Like, there's a 24 parody that I really loved where Jack Bauer has like 100 daughters, and every single one of them has been kidnapped.
What? What the fuck?
And then it turns out that Tony Almeida is also his daughter because he had a mission that involved time travel. And Tony's like, I'm a boy. And he says the mission went horribly
There was
wrong.
a Pokemon animation that I saw a long time ago that made me just die laughing, and it was just because of one scene. I can't find this animation anywhere, and I don't remember who made it. But just like this moment where, like, okay, the guy walks up and he gets caught by a trainer, right? And he and you know, you get forced into the battle, but the guy's just like, all right, like he's just pissed. He doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't want to deal with the trainer and battle like the Pokemon that he has and stuff like that. He just doesn't give a shit, right? He's just so pissed. Like, why the fuck do I gotta battle you? I shouldn't have to do shit. And the opposing trainer throws out a Diglett, and it just comes out. It's like, Diglett. And then you just hear the guy run up and just kick the Diglett into the stratosphere. And he says, like, oh, what are you going to do now? Your Diglett's gone. And he takes his money and pushes him on the ground and just walks away. And I can't for the life of me find this animation. But it's fucking amazing. Because I just love the way he just kicked, he
that
punched
sounds
the
so
Diglett
good.
into the stratosphere. It's amazing.
Oh, God.
Oh my god, if you guys are listening and
Please.
y'all find this, you know where to
Please
find
find
us.
me this animation.
And send it to us.
Also,
Yes.
buy Brutal Legend.
Internet, do your thing.
Please buy Brutal Legend.
That way they
my
can have
God,
a Brutal
'cause we need
Legend too.
Legend too. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, this is definitely not where I thought our conversations were gonna go this morning, and I freaking love this. And I love getting to know you, Gary, and I really,
Thank
really
you.
do.
I
This is
appreciate y'all
awesome.
having me.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I really like the intros to these podcasts the most, because it's like, it's unstructured, but it's just good conversation.
I'm glad you slowed my roll because I was like, let's get in it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
This is important.
It's like, we should know who we're talking to first, you know?
Yep.
And I think the audience should too. But now, as promised, it's been 40 minutes, so now we can jump into topic number 1.
Okay.
Do you want me to introduce it?
Yes, please.
All right, cool. So let me tab back over. All right, so our first topic today, Garian, how has your history with video games influenced your work and/or your content?
So overall, or just recently?
I'd say, well, let's do overall.
Like, my first video games, like, I didn't have a system for myself. I actually went, like, next door to my friends, Dylan and Donnie. They were brothers, and we would always go over to their place and play on their 64, right? We'd play, like, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and then I believe they also had a Dreamcast. We played a Sonic game where you also, like, took care of, like, these little baby things. I forgot what the fuck they were called. Chows.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
Dylan
Chows.
was
We
like,
were talking about Chows. We were talking about Chows a little while ago.
yeah, and Dylan would be like really into that game, but it was just him. I think that was Sonic. Was that Sonic? It wasn't Sonic 06. That was Sonic Adventure, I think, is what it was. Yeah,
That was Sonic Adventure.
Sonic 06 is a mess. The Game Grumps videos of that playthrough was amazing. Anyways, but like I wouldn't, you know, those were my first games I ever really played. That and the very first game I actually ever played, I was about 4 or 5, and it was the first Pokemon game. Well, the series at least. I got blue, my brother got red. I wanted red, but I got blue. And I played that game religiously on my Game Boy. And I had the Game Boy Pocket. It was the green one. Nice.
Me too.
I don't have
That's
it
the one
anymore,
I have.
but I do have a Game Boy Advance SP that I play all my stuff on.
I have an old school brick Game Boy and a green Game Boy Pocket.
Wait. The Game Boy Pocket and Old School Brick, which one was the color one? Like the first, like, color one?
Neither.
Neither? They were separate?
Yeah. So Game Boy Pocket was just a smaller version of the original Game Boy that
Okay.
came in some nice colors. Then came Game Boy Color,
Okay.
which came in different colors from Game Boy Pocket, but didn't have the black and white screen. It had a color screen.
Okay. I was gonna say because I feel like mine's the like upright one that I have, but it's definitely a Game Boy Color. Sorry, I just want to clarify that because I wasn't sure.
And then after the Game Boy Color came the Game Boy Advance, and then the Game Boy Advance SP.
And then the DS, and the 3DS, and then the Switch. Like the home consoles and the handheld consoles merged.
Yeah.
At the Switch. Yeah.
Which is magic.
Yeah. Pretty interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry. To continue on with your answer here. Overall, like, and then like it just grew from there, and I started in like recent years. I started collecting retro games, all the games that I used to play, or at least I'm trying to get them all, because some of them are really, really expensive now. And I collect retro and modern games now, and when I got into streaming, like, before, as I told you, like, it was to get into social anxiety, and then, perform for people to, like, do what I do and try and build a community, but another small aspect would be just, play the games that I enjoy for people, and hope they enjoy it too, right? But, like, overall, I don't know how to describe it really as like work, because it doesn't feel like work to me. Like the content wise, like especially recently, like, Lethal Company, okay, content wise, that game is a fucking conveyor belt of content. Like I just had a session last night with Black Harley Q and Still Surf and all them. And yeah, Wolf Rose was in the chat while it was going on, and like I got at least out of the 3 hours that we did, like it's like 4 different clips. So, and like there was a session before that where I had like 8. So, and I was able to post a clip every single day of that week afterward, which was really nice.
Nice.
And actually after this interview, I gotta edit said clips and get those ready to be posted. So
it never ends. But when you have nights like that and you have fun with friends, like it should be very effortless to find those clips, and especially on Lethal Company.
At some point, go onto YouTube and look up a video. I think the title is just "Think Fast, Chuckle Nuts," and it's my friends playing Lethal Company, and one of them says "Think Fast, Chuckle Nuts," and he throws a flashbang at him for no reason.
There's a mod in Lethal Company where you could push each other.
Oh my god!
I hear you need mods in that game.
Not really. Like the vanilla part of it's still super fun, but mods do make it better.
And if you want to play with more than 4 people, I think it is, you need mods. Were you playing with some like weird mod that made people look thick?
Yes.
Okay, because I tapped back over to you and I was like, that's a really thick player. What the fuck? It was a thick ass.
The jiggle physics.
I didn't know that existed.
That was just in the mod pack because we were playing on Black Harley's server profile, and the mod pack included that. So
it was definitely entertaining to like look at and watch. Oh my gosh.
I think the mod's called Thick Suits or something like that. But
Thick Suits, I love it.
To continue on the answer, like content wise, I have a plethora of games at this point to breed content. At least I try. I don't have any mods on my stream, so except for one that I recently got, but I'm trying my best to get moments. But a lot of the times I'm so like locked into the game, I forget. So I miss out on trying to get clips and such.
Mm-hmm.
Which is unfortunate. And by the way, anyone watching, if I need mods. If anyone would like to be a mod, please contact me. But with Lethal Company, this game has been a lot easier to get said content. Same with Kickcraft SMP, which is the unofficial Kick Minecraft server that everyone's like trying to hop in on. Server's super fun, but it's actually going to be migrating to a new one at some point, because they want to just start fresh and anew with this one, because the one they have currently is a little laggy because of all the mods that are in it. So they're trying to move over to like a more plug-in based kind of server. and my brain. I'm sorry, guys. My
Brain
ADHD
is shut down entirely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my brain
that's
is.
fine.
I'm trying to think of what else to say here, like, because there's not really, like, overall. I don't even know if I've even answered the question.
Well, so okay. We talked a little bit before about like legendary composers in games. Who have been some game composers that have inspired, say, your play, or your musical career?
I would say Nobuo, easily, is one. He pardon my ignorance here, but he did the original Final Fantasies.
Oh, yeah.
Too, right? Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's what I
up
thought.
through like FF12, I want to say, or 13.
Okay.
Yeah, 13.
Oh man, who else would I say? Technically they didn't make the music, but you know the people that chose the songs for Brutal Legend was absolutely an influence on me.
Peter McConnell.
Yes. Wait, Mitch?
No, Peter,
Oh, Peter McConnell.
not the
I think
senator.
you said- like Mitch McConnell. Oh,
no,
God.
no, Peter McConnell, longtime composer and like audio engineer, I think, for basically all of Tim Schafer's games going back to the late 80s, early 90s.
Gotcha. I would say him. I would also say Halo's composer. I forgot his name.
Marty O'Donnell.
Thank you. I knew it was something that was similar to O'Connell.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember exactly. I was like, what is it? Starts with an M. I would say those three would probably be my biggest influences on that.
Nice.
Really, out of any of it, like it. Besides those three, music and gaming has not really influenced me in the metal side of things. In music, it's more like because I was a musician first than anything, because I was really into music, and then I got into video games with friends, and then it like they started blending together a little bit. So like, I don't know, it feels more they're separate, just in that aspect a little bit for me. Like I was more like in the music side of things, I was influenced by like AC/DC, especially Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Motorhead, Metallica, stuff like that. Like I said before.
Hell yeah.
Randy Rhoads from Ozzy was a huge influence on me, still is. Yngwie Malmsteen as well. To those who don't know who that is, he's a neoclassical metal guitarist. He's insane on that thing.
That man can noodle.
Yeah, I can't. There's a lot of stuff he could do that I can't do yet.
There's a lot of stuff he can do that most of humanity can't do.
But you know what's really demeaning is when I see a 4-year-old little girl actually play Yngwie Malmsteen perfectly on guitar, and I'm like, how the fuck? And I'm sitting here at like 30, and I'm like, what?
The question is always, though, like, what happens to those 4-year-olds?
Oh yeah, I feel bad, like because I immediately knew that she probably got forced into that, and
Right.
or possibly abused into it.
And then, like, do they ever become... Like, does anything come of that later on in life? We never know.
Or they can't live up to the expectations of their father.
Yeah.
Are you doctor yet?
Sorry,
Talk
that's
to me
terrible.
when you doctor. Like it's like that kind of shit. It's bad. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for that
Yeah.
question. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, that sounds right to me, honestly. Do you find that, just from a practical matter, do you find that your music streams do better than your gaming streams? Like, what
They
tends to bring in
absolutely
more
do.
people?
My music streams.
That's really interesting.
I've noticed absolutely that I get more viewership and more activity when I do music streams. And people also seem more excited when I do it. I guess because I only do it so much, and it's like a nice little surprise, I guess, for people.
Yeah, and it's a little more exclusive, and there's not a ton of people that do that. There are people that stream music and play music and stuff, but it's not the majority.
Right.
And I'll definitely shout out a few music streamers when we get to that point.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely the music side, like, of the streams that I get more viewership. But I'm also trying to, because I'm not trying to stick to one thing. I'm trying to be both like a music streamer and a gaming, like a variety gaming one. So because I don't want to just be that guy known for this one thing, and that's all that people will come there for. No, I want them to come for all sides of me.
This episode of Gamers in Hot Tubs Talking Nerd Life is brought to you by us. Have you ever missed a call or forgotten a birthday because the info didn't save to your online calendar? Well, let all that stress evaporate. The first annual Gamers in Hot Tubs Talking Nerd Life wall calendar is now available with 12 distinct hot tub artworks inspired by various video games, including Grand Theft Auto, Minecraft, Cyberpunk, Oregon Trail, and more. Use a good old pen and pencil to keep track of important dates, appointments, birthdays, holidays, and more. Honestly, sometimes the old ways are the best. Available in 11 by 8.5 matte or 14 by 11.5 inch glossy varieties. Get your Gamers in Hot Tubs Talking Nerd Life 2024 wall calendar today by clicking the merch button at beacons.ai/hottubgamers.
Yeah, like not to sound like a, pretentious dick or anything, but a lot of the times people will be like, hey, follow me on Kick or Twitch or whatnot, and then you look at their recently streamed categories and it's just Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
or Fortnite, or
so like just Call of Duty or just Fortnite. And like, I get it, but that's not the kind of content or content creator that I'm looking for. I'm more about discovering cool games and discovering cool people.
Mm-hmm.
And those particular games don't need any more discovery.
So I actually agree with you, because like all I see, especially because I was on Twitch before Kick, and all I see is like 90% of the time is just people playing Call of Duty or Fortnite or Valorant or Apex or any other battle royale thing going on, and I'm just like, guys, there are other games besides these. Like, and I get it. Like, no, I hate that, because I don't want to be knocking on people that really love those games, and I'm sorry that I come off as I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when you see that as the majority of the thing, it's just like, and then I play like Fallout. Let's say like this. I play Fallout 76, right? I have 1,900 some odd hours in that fucking
Holy
game.
shit.
I love that game, and I love Fallout. I started with Fallout 4, and I played all the other ones afterward. And I really got into 76, but Fallout 76 is abysmal in terms of viewership on both Twitch and Kick. Mm-hmm. But then you look at Call of Duty, which, like Fallout 76, you have a variety of gaming. There's like all kinds of stuff you can do in that game. But then in Call of Duty and Fortnite and all that, it's just like, you get up, you go kill a guy, you might die, new game. You get up, you go kill a guy, you might die, new game. You get up,
yeah,
you go kill a guy.
They're not sandbox experiences, so they give you essentially the same game over and over. Now, like creative mode in Fortnite is opening that up.
Yeah, like Lego Fortnite, that actually looks dope as hell. I actually plan to try that out at some point.
It does look really cool. And as you're talking about this, I do agree that it's such a flooded market with Fortnite and games similar to that, like COD as well. But also to kind of go back to the other thing that we were talking about, I look for people that have like a really cool vibe to go hang out with. So I don't really care what game you're playing to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword to a certain degree.
There are friends of mine like Bubba's TVs, Z Tipsy, Raps by RC. They all play Call of Duty a lot, but I love them because they're awesome people, and they're really fun to hang out with and talk to. So I go there for them. I don't go for the Call of Duty gameplay.
Yeah, you go for the personality, but when you're trying to discover new streamers,
yeah, they go based off the game,
right? Like a lot of people go based off the game, and they're just like, oh, who's playing Call of Duty today? And it's like, well, everybody.
Yeah, everyone's fucking playing. I'm just like,
there's other games,
and I don't know, and I don't know. It also kind of makes me sound like a contrarian, like, oh, because this is popular, like, that I hate it. I don't hate Call of Duty. I actually did get Modern Warfare 3, the new one. And I actually enjoy the zombies mode. That's fun to play with friends. As for everything else, I suck at that game. So no, I'm good. I'll pass.
The zombie one it's fun to watch.
Yeah, like, the zombie mode is fun. I'll give it that. But, like, this is actually the first Call of Duty I ever played in over 10 years, because the last Call of Duty that I played was the original Modern Warfare 3 in 2013.
I'm back a ways.
Yeah, that's
21 years ago officially. Ugh.
2013 was not 21 years ago. That was 11 years
Wait.
ago. Let's
You said 2003,
Calm down.
right?
no 2013.
Oh, 13. I'm sorry. I heard 2003. I apologize.
Modern Warfare 1 came out in 2007. So let's
Like,
breathe.
It also baffles me that 2013 was 11 years ago. I don't like that. But yeah, like, it can get demotivating for new streamers too that don't play those games to see that the majority of the popularity market is just those games, and they would feel, forced to play those games in order to have any,
Yeah.
activity in their shit. But
Meanwhile, 14,000 games came out on Steam last year, and barely any of those got any attention on streaming platforms because most streamers would rather focus on what they think is going to bring in the big viewers, like Call of Duty and Fortnite. And they're not wrong, because so many viewers just want to see who's streaming Call of Duty and Fortnite.
But that's going back to Lethal Company. This is why I like this game, because this game is outselling Call of Duty.
Thank God.
A game made by a one-man Roblox developer, by the way, that is who's also a furry, which that's not to be derogatory, just mentioning that. That is outselling a AAA studio immensely is amazing to me. And I love that, it's an indie game that's getting attention that it deserves.
Yeah, and I don't own it yet. It's certainly it's on my wish list.
I absolutely $10, man, on Steam. It's great.
I know, it's cheap as hell. So like it's gonna happen. What worries me is that I've had so many experiences where I have friends playing a game and they're like, pick it up, let's play together. I'm like, okay, fine. So I pick it up and then they stop playing.
I know that feeling.
Like that happened to me with V Rising. That happened to me with.
I forgot about V Rising. I don't have it, but I know some people that played it.
It's so good. It's so good. I love the castle building in it. It's so much fun. It reminds me a lot of like Playmobil castles. Not even Lego castles. It's less complicated than that. It's just like, here's a wall and then a floor and bam, bam, bam. And you're like slapping the whole castle together. And it comes out as this like crazy, Gothic Romanesque kind of vampiric looking thing. And you're like, oh my God, real architecture. It's so cool. Yeah, just, so like between that and then all the bot issues with Team Fortress and it's just, and like all my friends abandoning me on Sea of Thieves. It is, gaming is weird and it's always in flux.
I wonder if we'll ever
Absolutely.
see the day, though, that FPS shooters don't reign over everything.
Probably
I mean,
not.
I think we already are, because freaking Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year.
There's that.
Did, and Nintendo didn't win.
I know, which was crazy because they had everything. They had 2 or 3 games in each category.
Yeah.
No, and there's such a cult following to them too.
Yeah.
Once Human. So I don't know if y'all heard about it. It's been on YouTube. It's a open world. It's kind of like this actually, but it's a sci-fi, like a dark fantasy sci-fi open world game. Survival with some horror, I guess, because the creatures some of them are kind of terrifying. And it's in closed beta right now, but the videos that I've seen of people playing it that got like codes and stuff, it looks amazing.
It does look really good. I've watched quite a few people play.
And it comes out, it's supposed to be coming out September of this year, which sadly, I mean, that's far away as hell, but they're doing another closed beta, they said Q2 of this year, so I guess the spring. And like there's that game, there's like Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2 that's coming out that looks dope as hell. It's got 3 play.
God, I'm so excited for that because I love the original Space Marine. I was so excited when that got announced.
Like, because that's coming out in September as well, and it's got 3-player co-op, and it looks like Gears of War, but with Warhammer, and I'm like, oh, I need it.
Which
Put
is
it in my
basically
body.
what the original was. Like,
Yeah. There's just so many good games coming out this year.
this year is going to be insane for games, and like if you thought last year was good, keep an eye on what's coming out this year, especially from the indie side, because what you're going to see is the last Unity games, which is going to be really, really interesting. where you have all these developers who like basically felt betrayed by Unity in the midst of their corporate shenanigans last year, which is pretty much all but killed the company at this point.
Which is funny because Lethal Company's made on Unity.
Yep. And so starting this year, you're going to see more games coming out that are made in Godot. Like there's a Mega Man X8 D-Make that has a demo out that's made in Godot, and it is clean, like ridiculously clean. It's going to be projects like that that start getting everybody really interested in using that engine in particular. But you basically, so like half the projects that were being made in Unity from indies will be coming out as they were because they're like locked in, they're too far into development. But like at this point, you're going to start seeing a big technological shift away from that engine, and that's going to lead to some more interesting design decisions, I think. And definitely going to open up the space of what developers can do, and Godot is going to become an even easier engine for developers. Like, I've been trying to learn it myself for the last couple months. I'm a terrible scripter, so you know, it's not the most approachable thing, but
it's all good. I don't know how to do any of that at all, so
yeah. Yep, as I say, I don't either, so you're ahead of both of us.
Like I looked into doing code as like I was just curious about it, and I got like 5 steps in, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm good. This is too much for my brain.
Coding is a nightmare. You know, I'm sort of the equivalent, I would say, of a rhythm guitarist when it comes to coding. And in games these days, you really need that Kirk Hammett, Ingrid Malmsteen, like just crazy solo artist when it comes to coders.
I mean, I feel anyone can eventually get into it because there are some games out that, you know, don't require a lot of knowledge to make.
What's funny is something like Lethal Company, other than the network coding, which seems to be pretty solid, but is probably the most complicated part of the game. Unless he uses a back end like Beamable or something, I don't know. There are more options coming into games for like how developers can sort of more easily integrate things like multiplayer, but it's still not the, you know, click the multiplayer box option in the engine and just make your game multiplayer. It's never going to work like that.
Which the multiplayer in Lethal Company is actually really very streamlined. It's nice.
Yeah, I've seen that. It seems to be pretty stable.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked at how stable that shit is. There have been some glitches. Like, there have been some times where I've logged into the lobby and there's like 1 or 2 people that are like invisible to me. But that's just a simple fix of just leaving and then coming back.
Right. That's a quick reload. And it almost sounds like that can be fixed in the game itself with that same kind of check and soft reload. You know, every minute or 2 or something. Yeah, but
there's a lot going on in the gaming industry. Like, I know Unity backtracked on their stupid bullshit that they did.
Yeah, but it hasn't stopped them from laying off about half the company now.
Yeah, that too, and they've really tarnished their reputation.
Yeah, there's been a crazy amount of turnover in the industry lately, and you can't even really call it turnover because it's not like people are finding jobs anywhere else. So the last time this happened, you know, you get an influx of indie projects. So keep an eye out for what's to come. I think we're going to see a lot in the Fortnite creative space, especially.
Oh, absolutely. I think we
UEFN is really taking off, and you want to talk about simple multiplayer? Why not just piggyback off of Fortnite's netcode? Honestly, it's there already. Just go with it. So,
there's also a lot of people are using Unreal Engine as well, or moving over to that.
You know, I think that. So, unfortunately, right now, you can't just, like, port your Fortnite projects into Unreal Engine and then distribute them wherever you want. But I think that's an inevitability. I think that's going to happen at some point, and Epic's just going to be like, yeah, you can distribute a Fortnite runtime as your game, and you owe us more money for it, but yeah, just go ahead and release your games on Steam. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah, I can't believe they bought fucking Rocket League and then made a racing game out of it. And I'm just like, bruh, what?
Yeah, I believe it. You know,
I mean,
no, go ahead.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, because Rocket League was such a huge thing when it came out, and then it's still got a pretty big following, and I guess that's why Epic Games decided, oh, hey, we're gonna just gonna take that right here. We're just gonna put it in the Fortnite library and just make it a racing game too. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, why not?
fine.
No, what really confused me was when they bought Fall Guys, which was a Unity-based game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So are they going to port Fall Guys into Unreal? And they're like, no, we're just going to keep supporting it in Unity. Now, this makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, that is a shock. And I loved Fall Guys when it came out, but I fell off of it, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I fell off pretty quick after putting in like 30, 40 hours and never winning a single game.
Yeah.
There comes a point where you're like, this is too frustrating for me and I'm getting nothing out of it.
Exactly. Like, I know they added a bunch of new games and new puzzles and stuff like that, but I'm just like, it's how I feel about all, like, I guess Battle Royale style games. Like, sure, it's fine, but eventually it just becomes you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again.
What I really hate is how Battle Royale has kind of become a catch-all for, like, multiplayer first-person shooter at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's not. Like, everybody's calling the finals a Battle Royale game. And I'm like, this is the furthest thing from a Battle Royale game. It's not.
It looks like it is.
It is absolutely not. There's nothing in there that screams Battle Royale. It is 9 players maximum per game.
Oh, it's only 9?
It is only 9 players. Your goal is to find these like vaults of money and steal from them, and not eliminate all the other players, because you eliminate a player and then they respawn in 10 seconds. So really, it's closer to like capture the flag than anything. And
yeah, it sounds kind of like a heist kind of game more than...
Yeah, it's very heisty. And everybody's like, oh, it's just another Battle Royale game. Like, no, it's not. It is far more traditional than that. It is far more old school than that. The closest comparison is like Team Fortress 2, but with far fewer players.
Would Payday be a good comparison to that as well?
A little bit, but there's no PvE in the finals. It's a game show, which is pretty funny.
One more thing, and then I'm sure you guys are wanting to get into the next topic, but there is the people that made No Man's Sky really announced another game at the Game Awards.
No Fire.
Yeah, that I'm super cautiously optimistic about this game coming out, because I want it. Because, like, yes, No Man's Sky came out utter shit when it came out.
But they turned it around.
They completely turned it around. Like, more, like, they not only turned it around, they fucking 360'd that shit. it's not even the same game anymore at this point.
No, you cannot compare it to what it was at launch.
Same with Fallout 76. Like, but, yeah, with No Man's Sky, and they announced this, where it's literally a planet that you can explore, and it's all fantasy based like Skyrim, and I'm like, okay, please, for the love of God, don't fuck this up, because right. I will put so many hours into this game if it's good.
I really hope it comes out good, but I have a feeling they're just going to coast on the idea of, like,
procedurally
I'm
generated.
sure it'll be better at launch than No Man's Sky was at launch. I'm sure they've learned that lesson.
God, I hope so.
But will it be the greatest game of all time at launch? Probably not.
No, I'm not sitting here hoping for that. I'm just hoping that it's stable, it's fun.
I think it'll be good enough at launch. I would be cautiously optimistic for like a 7 out of 10 at launch, maybe 8 out of 10, which is great. those are fine scores. I play a game based on that, but will it be an 11 out of 10?
Probably not.
Yeah, jury's
Same
out
with
on
like
that one.
Obsidian's Avowed, which is their Skyrim that's coming out. That's in the Pillars of Eternity universe.
That's gonna
be dope. That's gonna be dope.
That's going to be pretty dope. I mean, Obsidian definitely knows what it's doing, and
yes,
the last like first-person slow-paced dungeon crawler I can really think of is like Darkest Dungeon.
There's also Dark and Darker, which is really fun.
Dark and Darker is such a weird game, though. I wouldn't honestly, with the lawsuits that are going on with that one, and Nexon claiming that this is a game that dev team was working on before they were fired, and then they stole the code and released it as their own game.
I didn't know this.
Oh yeah. So basically, they're being sued for copyright infringement and breaking NDA. Obviously, the dev team claims that they were inspired by what they'd been working on before, but they didn't steal anything. And then their original employer, which I think is Nexon, is like, no, this is everything that we were making before, and you're using stolen assets, and we're going to take you for all you're worth. So yeah, I wouldn't get too addicted to Dark and Darker because who knows what's going to happen.
I honestly don't like it because it's way too difficult.
So many of these survival / extraction games just feel clunky to me.
Yeah.
I like, so like when I play a game, I love a like instant, snappy, one-to-one, no lag time between my input and what happens on the screen. And then in so many of these extraction shooters, like you press a button and then there's like a huge wind-up time, and then like 5 seconds later you do the attack. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna go make lunch instead. Like this is just a waste of my time here. Like I came here to play a video game, not to watch a load screen. And these games are essentially elongated load screens a lot of the time.
I agree. With Avowed, I'm also excited for the Outer Worlds 2. That's gonna be so good. I love the Outer Worlds, the first one. I know it was short, which a lot of people criticized it for, which I agree, it is short, but to me, it was a blast to play through, though. It
I
was
heard
just
that one
really
was
fucking
really
fun.
good.
Like, if you loved, New Vegas and stuff like that, then you'll love the Outer Worlds because it's made by the same people.
It's almost like New Vegas crossed with Borderlands. Is sort of the vibe that I
Yeah.
got from it.
Yeah. But also, if capitalism reigns supreme, basically. That is exactly what that game is. It is capitalism set to 100.
Nice.
I'm assuming y'all would like to get to the next topic because we've been rambling about other video games for a good, I think, 30 minutes.
Another 40 minutes, yeah. So, yeah, we could definitely push ahead at this point. Rose, do you want to take this next one, or do you want me to take it?
You can take it. I said the first one.
Okay. So, sticking with the vibe that we have going on here, let's explore a little bit of the relationship between gaming and relaxation. So for you, how do you use games to contribute to stress relief or leisure?
So believe it or not, Souls games actually don't... Okay, so like they make me mad, but they make me mad in a way where it's not stressful. It's just like I want to accomplish this goal. And that, for me, really chills me out. So, like, it's funny to some people, like, because you'll see people play Souls games and they'll, like, break their entire setup, right? like fighting Melania in Elden Ring.
Right.
But with games, when it comes to trying to just relax, like, I look at it as, like, it's like an escapism for most people, right? It's a way to leave the real world behind and enjoy this fantasy world that either you can create yourself in the game or the game has made for you, to just enjoy and have fun and forget all about your woes, your worries, and bills and adult life and shit like that, or a kid shit or whatever the fuck you got going on, you know? Like, and for me, it is that very thing. It's an escapism to just forget all the hardships going on in my life. Like, I've been through some shit personally with some relationships and stuff like that, and video games have really helped me overcome a lot of like things that have happened to me, and it really, it's just a really great stress reliever. Like, I like putting a magnifying glass to your question. Like, the exact, like, your question answers itself in a way where video games are indeed a stress reliever. And, like, it's always like when those, like those videos where you see a guy get super raged out on a game, and then the other guy is like, dude, you okay? Why do you play this game? It makes you so angry. And the other guy is just like, looks at him and just like, you really gotta understand by just playing the game and you'll understand. And then they keep playing it for hours and hours and hours.
So then, would you say that more, quote, stressful, unquote, games are actually better stress relievers than something cozy like Palia?
I can say that it would be different depending on the person. Because I'm sure there are people that actually do get stressed out playing, you know, Elden Ring, and they get wrecked by what the fuck is that guy called at the beginning of the game? That's on the horse. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Golden Knight that's on the horse at the beginning of the game. As soon as you go outside. I don't know if you played Elden Ring or anything like that, but there's a boss like right outside when you go into, and you get to the open world. You look to the right, and you just see a big old dude on a big ass horse, a giant clad like crazy ass gold armor, and if you go to him, he will immediately wreck your shit.
It's still like the tutorial kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And like, for people, like, there probably are people that get stressed out playing those games, but for me personally, it makes me mad, but it doesn't make me stressed. Like, gotcha. I don't go like, all right, I quit, I'm not playing this game anymore. No, I keep going because I want to overcome the goal. And when you do overcome that goal, it is so satisfying when you finally beat that boss that you've been trying to beat for hours.
Yeah, because unlike real life, the problems in the video game can be surpassed, and in real life, sometimes just your boss is fucking with you.
Yeah.
And you can't do shit about it.
Yeah, you can't beat up your boss and then get a promotion.
Yep. There's no leveling up from that. You're fired.
Yep. I mean, you can kind of level up from that, but not in the way you want to.
Right, exactly.
I was gonna say, I wish in real life you could see like your stats get like if they get like a boost or a debuff. So like, let's say you're at the gym. I would love to know what
my actual HP is in real life.
like you're at the gym, and then as you're working out, you see like a +1 to strength every once in a while.
Hell yeah, I could use that.
That'd be so motivating.
Yeah, I know, right? You'd be like, oh fuck yeah, I went up 1. Let's go. Let's keep going.
And then you win some like weird argument, and your intelligence goes up or something.
Imagine like you could see your stats in real life, and you could see everybody else's stats. So you see like their HP is like 1,000, 2,000, whatever. You look at your HP and it's like 1,000,000. And you're like, wait, something.
That would also
probably
inflate some people's egos, though.
Yeah, and so you're like, all right, fine, shoot me, I can handle it. And it turns out you're one of those people that can survive like multiple lightning strikes and bullets in your life and live to tell the tale in crazy viral YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's like, strike me down, God. You don't have the balls, as you hold the metal shovel in the sky.
Strike me, you won't.
Like, have you seen that video of the guy where he's holding like a metal stick or something in the air, and he's like, you don't strike me down, Zeus. You don't have the balls. And then the lightning fucking actually strikes him. And the video cuts right after that.
Don't test me.
It is amazing.
God is like, do not test me. I am not in the mood today.
Gosh. I feel like we've talked about this off and on with different people in the hot tub, but different people.
What, people getting struck by lightning?
Oh, no. I was going back a little bit to like how you were talking about people playing like games that they get frustrated at, but it's still like relaxing for them. like everybody's got like their different levels of what they like to do to unwind, and I am the cozy gamer that likes to sit and unwind with something like this, like Palia, but it does always blow my mind when people go and they start like yelling at their computer or yelling at somebody who they're playing with, and they're like, "This is great." I'm like, "Aren't you really upset?" And they're like, "Nah, this is great."
Yeah, it's...
See, what's funny is I have yelled at Palia.
Have you?
I have just because of the like resource gathering. I have never had to yell at Paleo Pines.
Okay, that's fair. Cute
Like,
little dinos.
like vibing out with big huggable dinos and Paleo Pines is just the nicest experience from beginning to end.
Like, the only time games have actually stressed me out is when they have poor design. Like, if there's, like, if there's a certain jump or something like that, or a obstacle that you have to get around, but it's, like, poorly designed, so if you don't do it this exact, like, perfect pixel-ass way...
With zero leniency and
yeah,
just
zero
like,
leniency, like, yeah, and
like,
then
there's
like,
this one
otherwise-
jump in Mega Man X2 to get to, I think it's a capsule or a heart tank in oh god, I forget whose level it is. It's like but yeah, it's like just one tile too big, the jump. So if you don't do the air dash like absolutely perfect when you are already 1 to 2 tiles off of the ground, you will not make the jump.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and then wasn't there like an old Batman game where there was a box missing to continue the game? Like, I've heard the story multiple times from multiple people. I've never played it, so I don't know for sure. But that would be so frustrating if a game design was completely just like fucked at that point.
Just that broken, like you can't even beat the game because it's missing a platform to be able to jump up that high.
Yeah, or like something in like a quest blocker kind of thing where you can't continue the quest without this thing and it's not there.
Yeah. Or like, you'd be like me and sometimes you leave demo or testing code in and that prevents you from continuing the game because you were testing out a different save system, and then you publish it accidentally and you go, I'm dumb.
And then the whole community hates you.
Yeah.
But, you know, in my case, I usually try to get things fixed within 24 hours, but not the same can be said for every developer out there because, you know, especially like in my case, I only publish on PC, but if you're on console and you push that kind of update, oh man, then you have to go through another 3 months of recertification to make sure that that patch is fixed, and you're like, oh my god.
Also, can I just mention that this big tree behind me is phasing like half of it in through that fucking mountain, and it's driving me nuts.
I have not noticed that. That's hilarious. Oh, I do see.
Which tree?
The tree on the right of the gate.
Yeah.
On the right of the gate. Oh my god. How far
Yeah,
back
it's like
is your camera?
Wait, can you not see that, Danny?
No.
I can see it.
Seriously.
Like, look on my stream, you'll see it.
Yeah, it's the big one that's on the right-hand side of the placard that we have to touch to, like, come here.
Oh my god. No, it's fine on my end.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, half the tree is, like,
yeah,
in the rock.
Yeah, same.
The top of it. Like, not the trunk, but the, like, all the leaves are, like, in the trunk. Or in the trunk, in the rocks.
Huh.
And it kind of looks like it's, like, leaning over and touching the rock.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Now, you know, it's easier to just not calculate the physics of every single individual leaf.
Yeah.
Because
It can be inside the rock. It's okay.
we'll never have
Yeah.
enough computing power for that. Just clip them into the rock. Whatever. Like, who
My
cares?
wings have disappeared now. Because they were clipped inside the pool.
Yep, but now you're all the way inside the pool, and they're tucked back more nicely.
Oh, yeah, they
So,
are. Oh, that's weird. They look like they're inside the pool, like in itty bitty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird. Okay. Oh, the science of this game.
Yeah, they're doing good now. Cool. So we should pretty much settles that. So for you, basically, like the more stressful the game, the more that leads to actual stress relief, is what you would say.
Yeah, basically. Though I do like my cozy games like Minecraft and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft looks stressful sometimes.
It can be. If you don't have keep inventory on and you fall down a shaft, oh, you're screwed.
Or the weird zombie things coming after you. Those look
Oh
stressful.
my god.
Like, especially modded Minecraft with all the new mobs and bosses and stuff like that that are in it. Oh god. Oh god.
But man, watching people build for Kitcraft recently, I was watching, Rabe changed his name to Astra. So I think his name is Astra
Bay
now.
Astra?
Yeah, Bay Astra, there you go. Watching him play, him and his friend were doing Kitcraft and they did like a fairy world mixed with the wizard world, and like it was really, really pretty and really cool to watch him build in that. But it's wild, like the mods.
Yeah, me and another player RPG just built like this awesome rainbow glass like greenhouse. It's really pretty.
I'm always shocked at what people can build in Minecraft because it's all so pixelated. And like I like pretty games, and Minecraft kind of turns me off because of that. But the like resource gathering and the building, it's wild. I watched a TikTok yesterday. Somebody spent 400 hours building a library in the water.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, holy
awesome.
fuck. Like, how did you even think about that?
I've seen people literally take months to build. Like, I've seen a guy where they legit built a computer within Minecraft using the redstone.
Yep.
A working computer.
From the early days of Minecraft, people have been doing that.
Yeah, that was from the early days.
No, and people can do a lot more now. I did see where somebody built the universe, but that was just in an article. I didn't actually see the whole thing.
Yeah, I did see the thing about like some kid built the entirety of the known universe in Minecraft, and I'm like, it can't be to scale though.
Yeah, it's not to scale, but my god, the amount of the dedication and time for that is astronomical. Pun intended.
Yep. And there's our transition.
All right, so on to the last topic, correct?
Correct.
All right, so Garian, your last topic that you did pick for us is who is a creator or a friend you'd like to hype up? What do they do, and where can we find them?
Okay, so can I actually mention like a few people, or does it just have to be one?
Yeah,
No, you can
absolutely.
do it. Yeah.
Hype your friends up,
Okay,
dude.
So I highly recommend Destro X88X. He is another guitarist slash bassist music streamer here on Kick, who I met through the grapevines of here, and he is such a I got to also hang out with them because we stayed at the same Airbnb for DreamHack. So we also bunked together in the same room with the two different beds. So and he's such a really cool dude, super sweet, very chill, and a great guitarist, and I highly recommend anyone to go watch. He recently just got hit with the pit kicks thing, I think yesterday. Yeah, and he's a really great dude, and I highly recommend anyone to go check him out. Destro X88X. And then I also
in Rose's chat.
Awesome. And then I also recommend people that you might know, Grim, who is the heavy metal skeleton from hell. Another heavy metal guitarist here on Kick, who wears a full-on pirate skeleton costume like outfit.
Did you say pirate?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Because he rides a pirate ship through the lava seas of hell. And it's
Oh my
dope
God,
as
that's
hell.
so
Like,
cool.
he has like a whole... I think his whole like stream room is a green screen, because how he has it is like he can be in like these complete settings, like, and move around on the ship and stuff like that.
Wow.
It's really crazy.
What the hell?
What did you say his name
Like
was?
Grim, Grym.
Okay.
And he also hung out with us a lot at DreamHack, and he actually had a great impression on me while there, because he was such a sweet dude, really good dude, and he was very humble, and he was just very fucking nice. Like, I don't know what else to say. He was just a really great dude, and we actually got to see him behind the mask, which I can't reveal anything other than that, due to his privacy.
Yeah.
But I got to meet the man behind the mask, and he was just a really great guy.
It's cool when you get to meet people like that are like big or bigger than you or idols of yours for various reasons, and like they're humble. Like
Yeah.
I'm always scared I'm gonna meet people and they're not.
Yeah, and I will be honest, there were some people at DreamHack that I ran into that I felt that way, but I'm not going to name drop. I'm not going to spill any tea. I'm not a
you
drama
totally don't
person.
have to.
But they're also not worth the hype up, though.
Nope, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, people like what you're talking about are worth the hype.
Yeah, like majority of the people that I met at DreamHack were really great people. And Grim, Destro, who else would I would also shout out the people I mentioned before, Bubba's TV, Z Tipsy, and Raps by RC and Yami Doos. These 4 individuals are some of the first people I met here on Kick. Some of the first people I met,
Really cool.
like hanging out on Discord and such. And they have been such a blessing to me as a streamer and as a friend. And they are just such great people to hang out with and really fun, very welcoming and friendly. And just they're all really fucking chill. I prefer my friends to be chill. I'm not an extrovert. I prefer to just like if we're all just sitting in a room on our phones together and not say anything, that's bliss for me. Like that's perfect. It's a great day.
We're all in our 30s. We all just prefer napping to
Exactly.
external social activities. There was this video that was like, hey, 30-year-olds, where do you hang out? And it's like, at home. We don't go out.
Yes, was it Jordan the Stallion where he was like, we don't we don't go out. We go to
I
sleep.
love Jordan. Jordan the Stallion is the funniest guy on socials right now.
I don't know that I have found him.
He's the guy that does the fast food secrets.
No, I have never heard of him or seen him then. Okay. Jordan the Stallion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jordan the Stallion 8. He's funny as hell. Yeah, he's mainly known for his fast food secrets recipes that he gets.
Mm-hmm. But his content is just always great.
Yeah. Another, actually, this isn't someone I know, but someone on TikTok, I think they're called Cameraman YT. He's a dude that reacts to like these really outrageous videos that you'll see on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. And his reactions and his like commentary over it is fucking hilarious. Yeah, Cameraman YT, you'll find him. He's like an animated camera-headed character. He's on TikTok if you have TikTok. Dude's funny as hell. Cause there's like this video he's watching. The video's like this lady's like, and it's like, here's my jar of skin, and the guy's just like, you hear him roll up the chair, sit down, and he's like, all right, so now that I'm in my thinking chair, I just gotta wonder, why the fuck did you tell me that?
Why is this my business? But I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to get a little bit hungry.
Yeah.
And we have been going about an hour and 45 minutes now, so I think we can wrap this up right about here. So let's see. I mean, is there anything we missed? Yeah. So Garian, around the end of the stream, we usually ask our guests, is there anything that you can suggest for us to like make the experience better, the interview better, the show better? Like,
We need more hot tubs.
we need more hot tubs. Yeah.
Yep. We were talking about that this morning, that we need more like, game options and more hot tubs. And...
I would recommend getting Minecraft and building a hot tub and doing some on there as well, because that would be pretty dope. I'd be down for a second interview to do that.
And it seems like a lot of people do have Minecraft. I think we're running into the issue that, like, Palia is a free game, so it's easy. So if you don't have GTA, then we direct people to Palia, but it would be nice to have other options of games. I just feel bad if people, like, if they're games people have to pay for, but a lot of people do have Minecraft, so.
Yeah, because I feel Minecraft is definitely more accessible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to do some more research.
Me too.
Yeah. Other than that, like, Palia seems fun. I might try it out in the future, but right now I might actually hop on Kickcraft. After this.
Totally should. If you play Palia again, just make sure that you're leveling up your reputation with people, like NPCs. It's important for a quest later on, and I regret my life every time I log in because I didn't do that. So.
Wolf, what is... Let me add you, actually, real quick on this game. There we go. But otherwise, I think that's basically it for suggestions-wise, is more hot tubs and Minecraft.
Can do.
Thank you. I appreciate that from you. So now we usually like to take a group photo. This can be a little like wonky and weird, but we appreciate your patience while we figure out a group photo.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna
Do we
take
like
one.
in the game or?
Yep, we do it in the game. Okay, cool. So we go into our thank yous and shout outs before we do our goodbyes. Danny, do you want to do that?
Yeah, I just want to, let's see, anyone I need to thank this week? I basically just want to, like, thank all of you for listening, and definitely want to thank everybody for the support you've shown us on Spotify as well, in particular. But you guys are making the dream come true, so definitely thank you all so much for that.
It's like, this podcast is sponsored by Honkai Star Rail.
We did our first little sponsor kind of thing last week, just from us, kind of, which was kind of fun. Also, Garian, thank you so much for hanging out with us today in the hot tub and sharing your world with us. It was lovely to get to know you.
Same, likewise.
Yeah, this one was a lot of fun.
I would love to hang out some other times as well, play some games together.
Definitely, I want to play
Yeah,
some
totally.
Lethal Company with you.
Yeah, we definitely need to play Lethal Company.
I have owned it for like 2 months and have not played because I haven't got to like set up a time to play with people, so I would love to game. I guess this was Gamers and Hot Tubs talking nerd life, and this was episode 8 with our special guest GariantheBarbarian. And this is Kaylee signing off.
I have one last thing to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bye, Brutal Legend.
Bye, Brutal Legend.
Bye, Brutal Legend.
These boys want Brutal Legend too, so let's make it happen.
And this is Danny signing off.
This is GariantheBarbarian signing off.
Awesome. You guys are awesome.
You've been listening to Gamers in Hot Tubs Talking Nerd Life, part of the Hot Tub Gamers Network. To support the show, or to be a guest on an upcoming episode, please visit our Beacons page at beacons.ai/hottubgamers, or follow us on all social medias at Hot Tub Gamers. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review, especially if you enjoyed your time with us in the hot tub. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon.